Welcome back at 7:22. A bill named after Navy SEAL sniper Chris Kyle is set to be signed into law later today. This bill would fast-track police jobs for ex-military. Kyle wanted to be a police officer. We're joined by the man who would have been his chief this morning, Dalworthington Gardens Police Chief Bill Wayburn. Thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
For those that don't remember, Kyle and his friend Chad Littlefield were killed in early February on a gun range. They were trying to help out a military veteran when they were there and gunned down. Kyle wanted to be a police officer. Everyone knew that. And even though he was considered one of the top sniper guys, if not the top sniper guy in our country, to be a police officer, he would have had to go through the exact same training as all other police officers. To some, that sounds silly. Like, you think you've got this guy who's so well trained, but now we've got to put him through all this training to become an officer?
That is correct. There was a lot of skill sets that they bring to the table that we already have, or they already have, where we can cross-train that in and reduce their academy. They'd still have to do the capstones of search and seizure and criminal code of procedure, but there's some things like firearms that obviously they have.
Right. So now this new bill was introduced. Talk to me about that and what this bill's going to do.
Well, Chris was actually involved in this early on with Toby Goodman and Clint Burgess and Christy Goodman. And what the formulation of the bill was is to take their resume and match it up against what the academy already has, so that they could reduce some of the things like shooting and like first aid and driving and so forth like that. So it won't take away the academy, but it could reduce some of the areas of academy.
It could get them to work a lot sooner, right?
A lot sooner.
And I'm assuming this would save a lot of police departments money as well, and you're getting good quality people.
Well, especially the special ops groups that the country's already invested millions of dollars of training in, and we'll be able to put them into service very quickly. And one of the things, and Chris knew this, is that one of the things that this bill does is also it speaks very symbolically of Texas, is that not only do we honor their service, but we respect their skill sets as they come to Texas.
Yeah.
And you know, his motto was, you know, it's our duty to serve those that serve us. So
exactly. And I was looking at the bill, very interesting. It's not just for the military, it's also for military spouses. So let's say there's a police officer, a female who's working in one state, and her husband's in the military and gets transferred to Texas. She also, if she wants to be a police officer in Texas, can also use this bill, use this new measure to try to, kind of fast track things, if you will.
Absolutely. It does include spouses. We're going to honor their services also, because they're serving the country as well as their spouses out there on the front lines for us. We need to pay tribute to them too, and that's exactly what it does.
What does the signing of this bill, do you think, mean to Kyle's wife and his kids?
I think protecting Chris's legacy is what Taya is doing, and as she is truly the First Lady of American Warriors, she stands proudly with her flag planted in Texas saying, we respect what you guys did, and we want to honor your service by saying that Texas will respect your skill sets and as quickly as possible get you to work, because we know veterans unemployment is high.
Yeah. And what do you think Chris would think about the fact that this is being signed today? If he was here, what do you think he'd be thinking?
I think
finally.
Yeah, he'd probably say finally, and as Chris would normally say, he said, I'm just all in. So he would, I think he would look at it as a great handout to other veterans.
Yeah, I was reading and it said that 34 other states have similar jobs laws in place, or they're working on them. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. Why do you think it's taken this long?
Well, I think it's taken this long because people weren't paying attention to our veterans coming home and what was really going on there. There's an assumption, and some of the times in bureaucracy they just don't realize how much bureaucracy it takes to get into the job. So it just had to be pointed out. As soon as it was pointed out, I'll have to say our Texas legislator was all on board.
Oh, nice to hear then. Well,
yes,
I know you've worked hard on this, so congratulations to you and everyone else who's been working on it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.